Alright, we're making a YouTube video because I couldn't find any YouTube videos on a family of 7 traveling in a Tesla. Now we have the new 2026 Tesla Model Y 7-seater. We're taking a trip from the Chicagoland area to the Badlands, South Dakota area. Everyone told us it's stupid, we're gonna be crammed in there, don't do it. We're on our last leg of the trip, and I'm gonna tell you how it's gone so far. Some good things, some not good things, and a horrible thing that I did to my Tesla that I'll explain in a little bit. All right, so we have a family of 7. Do not do this trip if you're a tall family. I'm the tallest in the family at 5'7". So we were a little bit, as you know, if you've ever had a 7-seater, there's not a whole lot of room, but it worked out because we have 1 adult, 3 grown kids, me being one of them, and then 3 mediums, I'd say 2 medium size and 1 small kid. The way we worked it out, we had the 5 bigger people in the front, in middle seats, and then we had the 2 smallest kids in the back. Now the back seats are tight, I will say, but we don't do screen time with our kids, but we gave them a Nintendo Switch back there for like an hour or 2, and then we watched some movies on the way. And so far, besides maybe like 5 minutes of elbowing and fighting, our kids have been fantastic, which normally they aren't on car rides, and this is the longest car ride we've ever been. I just got this 2 weeks ago. I've never done a Tesla ride, so this is actually a new experience for me altogether at the Tesla charger stations. I would say I love stopping every hour and a half to 2 hours to charge up because everyone gets out, stretches, eats food. We've had pretty good experiences, a couple on the way. We had to walk across the street to go to like Home Depot to go to the bathroom, stuff like that. The place we're at now in Mordo, I would say, is one of the nicest area because there's a picnic area, but there's only 4 chargers, so we got lucky that it wasn't taken. And I will say, when we first started this trip, I was a little nervous on, are we going to make it to the next stop? Everyone told me we have all the luggage up top on the carrier, we have all of our weight. We maxed out the car, like we definitely maxed it out, maybe even a little bit over, but we've had no issues charging, finding the next charger. Obviously the Tesla network system is amazing. It lets us know where we need to stop, how long we need to stop, and then with our kids, we generally charge longer than we're supposed to, so we always have extra electric available to us. So that was no issues doing that at all. I was pretty impressed. I would say 2 things that I wouldn't take this trip if I didn't have it. 1, if I was tall. I wouldn't do this trip with 7 people in a Tesla if we were a tall family. All right, talking about leg room. There's not a whole lot of leg room, and I didn't want to sacrifice just the back, so we kind of sacrificed ourselves. I'm short, 5'7". My wife's 5'3", which is pretty tall if you ask me. But we did scoot up our seats all the way. I got my steering wheel raised up so I have a little bit more room. I can't stretch out my legs, but I'm comfortable. Especially with self-driving, it's amazing because I can stretch around, move, whatever. And then my wife's legs, she's shorter, but she's just got her feet up, it's fine. The kids, since our seats are up, they have leg room, plenty of leg room in the middle seat to do what they need to do. If you want to show their leg room. And then I'll show the back kids when we get out of the car how much room they have. They have the least amount of room, but they're little, so it doesn't really matter. Second thing is, I wouldn't have done this trip if we didn't have FSD, the full self-driving. That's been amazing. There's only been like 3 or 4 times when I had to take over. We had a torrential downpour when we were in Minnesota. It was fine. I felt like I could drive better because I can actually see the road on the map and while looking on the actual road, and I felt safer in the Tesla actually than a regular car. The other times that I had to take over was one time in a construction zone. It randomly just wanted to kind of like pull over to the side and get off an off ramp, and we were still going straight, so I took over then. And then I noticed when it got super windy, when we got closer to the area we're in now, the wheel was like kind of like shaking back and forth, and it didn't stop for a couple miles, and we didn't want to get car sick, so I took over, which was fine. I needed to drive anyway. But my back, I have a bad back, I usually can't do longer than 5 hours. I will say the Tesla experience with self-driving, being able to stretch, move around, it's been fantastic. We're on hour 9 and I feel I have a little bit of pain, but not as much as I normally would, so that's been fantastic. Since never been on a Tesla road trip, and then after I did the worst thing I could possibly do to a Tesla, I was like, I'm done with Tesla, I hate Tesla, I want to send it back. But I will say, after doing this drive, I love Tesla again because it's been so nice. But when I was putting on this cargo top, I was putting on our clips and I had to get something inside to put it on. I knew not to go on the glass. I've seen so many videos of not going on the glass, but I was on a ladder, but I had my knee on the frame here, so that way I didn't touch the glass. But I reached all the way inside, and for whatever reason, my knee slid forward, and right about here, it punched through the glass and cracked it. Now I've heard that Tesla have double pane, and we went through a torrential downpour, so it didn't leak at all. I don't think it will be, but I did slap some of this Flex Seal on it just to kind of keep it from cracking more. But a brand new car, 2 weeks old, and I already have to change the glass out, and somebody opened up the door and gave me a little door ding, so we're gonna have to get that fixed. So my Tesla's already getting trashed, and I lost one of my plastic caps for my rack. So this whole side of the car looks horrible, but in a couple weeks, hopefully, with my insurance guy, Matt Waite, State Farm, Kankakee, best insurance guy out there, hopefully we'll get this all taken care of. It's a huge bummer, but it's a Tesla and I'm trashing it. What can I say? Overall, I'd say this experience so far has been an awesome experience. I would totally do it again. I would totally recommend it. But I would say, if you want to do 7-seaters in a Tesla, long distance with 7 people, you got to get really creative and you have to have the right size family, because I realize that in a couple years we won't be able to do this trip with all 7 of us. Hopefully I can talk my wife into getting a second Tesla, so that way we can just take 2 Teslas and have a good ride. Other than that, thanks for watching and appreciate it, and we did it.